Have you ever sat quietly and asked yourself, why do some people seem so at peace in their old age, while others feel like something is missing? It's not just about health. It's not just about money. It's not about how many wrinkles you have or how fast you can move. The truth is, what makes old age beautiful or miserable isn't what you have. It's what you feel. And too often, people reach their 70s and 80s without even realizing what's been quietly fading from their lives. It's not your fault. We were never taught how to grow older with peace and grace. But today we're going to talk about 6 gentle truths, 6 quiet things that bring color, warmth, and meaning back into your life. When these are missing, the days feel long, the nights feel lonely, and your heart feels heavy. But when they return, joy does too. Let's walk through them together. 1. A reason to get up in the morning, not just out of habit, but because something inside you is pulling you toward it. It could be your garden, a prayer, a notebook by the window, or even a cup of tea shared with someone who needs you. The happiest older adults don't have the busiest calendars. They have the most meaningful mornings. Let me tell you about Edna. She's 82. Every morning, she writes one kind sentence in a notebook and sends one kind message to someone she knows. That's it. But she says, it changed her life. Because purpose doesn't need to be big. It just needs to be real. Something that tells your heart, I'm still needed. I still matter. 2. Movement that feels good, not hard. You don't need to run. You don't need to lift weights. But your body needs movement like your lungs need air. 10 gentle stretches. A short walk to the mailbox. Dancing slowly to music from your youth. Because when your body stops moving, so does your confidence. Take Nora, for example. She's 76 and had knee surgery last year. At first, she was scared to even walk around the house, but she started small, holding onto the back of a chair, lifting one leg, then the other. Now she moves every day, and she says the pain didn't leave her body first. It left her spirit. 3. Being truly seen and heard. Have you ever spoken and felt like no one was really listening? Or walked into a room and felt invisible? That's not in your head, it's real. And it hurts. We all need someone who sees us, not just as grandma or sir or patient, but as a full person with stories, dreams, worries, and wisdom. You deserve relationships where your words land, where your laughter is shared, where your silence is respected. Sometimes that person is a neighbor, sometimes a phone friend, sometimes it's someone you haven't met yet. But connection is possible at every age, and you only need one true connection to light up a whole week. 4. A curious, awake mind. Your body might slow down, but your mind can still dance, reading a poem, asking a new question, trying a new recipe, or learning to use a phone feature you didn't know existed. You're not too old to learn. You're not past the stage of growth. Let me tell you about Sam. He's 88, and he just started drawing again for the first time since high school. He says his hands aren't steady, but his soul feels alive. Mental stimulation doesn't mean solving equations. It means waking up to the world again. And that little spark, it keeps the rest of you glowing. 5. The deep belief that you still matter. You are not a burden. You are not just someone to be helped or managed. You are still the author of your own story. You still have thoughts worth hearing, feelings worth honoring, and choices worth making. If the world has forgotten that, remind it. And if you've forgotten that, let me remind you. You are valuable because you exist, not because of what you can do, not because of what you look like, but because of who you are. And that worth doesn't go away with age. In fact, it grows. 6. Someone or something that needs you. It's not enough to be loved. We all want to be needed. A grandchild who asks for your stories, a plant that needs your care, a neighbor who counts on your wave each morning. When you feel needed, you feel alive. There's an 86-year-old woman named Teresa who knits hats for newborns at the hospital. She says those tiny hats keep her heart warm. And that's the beauty of being needed. It gives your day shape, your hands purpose, and your heart a reason to beat with hope. Step 1. Build one gentle anchor in your mornings can either feel empty or comforting. And the difference often comes from just one small habit. Think of something simple that feels calming or joyful, like sitting by the window with a warm drink, writing one sentence in a notebook, watering your favorite plant, listening to an old song that brings you peace. Let it be your anchor, something you look forward to. And once you do it enough, your body will begin to say, "This is why I wake up. This is where my day begins." It doesn't have to be grand. It just has to feel like you. Step 2. Move just a little each day, with kindness, not pressure. Movement doesn't need to be about exercise. It's about staying connected to your body. Can you stretch while you wait for your tea to steep? Can you walk slowly down the hallway and back? Can you do light leg lifts while sitting in a chair? A woman named Helen once told me, "My knees don't like stairs, but they love to dance in my kitchen." That's all it takes. Movement that brings you joy, not stress. Even 5 minutes a day can keep your spirit strong. And more importantly, it tells your body, "You're still here, you're still mine. Let's keep going, together." Step 3. Create one connection point. Each week. It can be easy to drift into loneliness without realizing it, but connection doesn't always require a crowd. Think of just one person you can reach out to this week. Maybe a niece, an old friend, a neighbor you see from the porch, or someone you met once and liked. You don't have to wait for them to come to you. Send a message, make a call, wave first. And if there's no one yet, think about joining something gentle. A walking group, a library circle, a Sunday gathering, or even a free online community for seniors. You're not too old to make new connections. And sometimes the best ones come later in life, when we're finally real, without pretending. Step 4. Wake up your mind again with curiosity. Boredom isn't laziness. It's your brain's way of asking for something new. Not overwhelming, not hard, just new. Try a book from a different genre. Listen to a podcast about something you've never studied. Learn a small tech skill. Try a puzzle. Write a memory down. A man named Joseph, 85, started watching nature documentaries with a notebook in hand. He writes down one thing he didn't know before. He says it makes him feel young in the head. That's the power of curiosity. It reminds your brain that you're still growing, not just surviving, but living with interest. Step 5. Protect and practice your dignity. You may not control how the world sees you, but you can control how you see yourself. Speak kindly to yourself. Instead of saying, "I'm useless," try saying, "I've had many chapters. This one is slower, but it's still important." When someone overlooks you, gently remind them, "I still think for myself. Please include me." Not with anger, but with calm dignity. You've earned the right to be heard, to be asked, to be included. Your life is not after the story. This is still the story. Step 6. Find someone or something that needs you. This one may feel the hardest, but it's also the one that can warm your soul the fastest. Ask yourself, who could I lift up a little? Where could my presence still make a difference? Maybe a grandchild needs your stories. Maybe a neighbor needs a smile. Maybe a shelter could use a handwritten card. Maybe there's a lonely plant in your windowsill that needs water and a name. It doesn't matter how small. What matters is that you're giving. You're showing up. You're saying, "I still have something to offer." Because you do. Always. Aging is not the end of meaning. It's the beginning of a quieter, deeper kind. It's not about moving faster. It's about moving truer. If you've felt lost, if you've wondered where your spark went, please believe this. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. You are not alone. You are still deeply needed, and you are still becoming. Start with one small shift, one tiny act of hope, one reminder that your life still matters. Because it does. So very much. Soft music swells, gentle clips of older adults smiling, reading, walking, and connecting. So if your days have felt a little quiet, if your heart has felt a little heavier than usual, please know this. It's not too late. You are not too old. You haven't missed your moment. You are still here. And that means life still has something beautiful to give you. And something beautiful for you to give. Start small. One morning walk, one phone call, one reason to smile again. Because misery in old age isn't inevitable, but joy is still possible. Sometimes, all it takes is remembering what matters most. Would you like the remaining part to continue with a call to action or go deeper into personal routines and examples?